now, a little bit of the backstory about it. I'd like to introduce Mike Kebby and Justin McLean. Mike has been leading on the marketing, and Justin McLean is a producer. He's going to be demoing the game for you, and Mike will be talking through and just explaining a little bit more about the game. So fire away with any questions whilst we go through it as well. And after that, we've got a short competition which Mike will talk you through for a chance to win the canvas over in the corner. Don't worry, we won't make you carry it home this evening, but we'll ship it to you. So over to you, Mike.
Alright, so hopefully you've all had a crack on it. If not, you'll be able to play the game afterwards. To give a bit of context, this is the first digital title created by Avalanche. You'll know them from the Just Cause series. Our friends in Sweden have been really excited working on this. We see this as our first AAA digital title in the space. It's a twin-stick, top-down shooter. Not much more to say than that, really. There's a really great skill tree. There's 4 characters, 4 different vehicles, unique weapons to each. It's better to kind of talk about it as we play through. So to give some backstory on the game, your villain Inferno, as you see there, he's creating havoc around the world. Basically, he's got bombs. He's threatening to set them off in major capital cities around the world. General Bryant was in the military. Wasn't happy with the way the government was taking its time to come to a resolution. Quit, decided to set up the Renegades, and brought in 4 specialists into the team. So we've got Armand, who has a utility vehicle with armour plating. We've got Diz, who's got EMP, so it's really great for getting into the enemies and disabling them. We've got Gunner, who's got a great big gun, unpacks it, lots of high damage. And we're going to be playing through, or Justin's going to be playing through as Roxy, who is a really nimble buggy and has the rocket strike. She's my favourite character. I mean, she's really nimble, does great damage. When you play as 2-player or 4-player, with the other characters, with Armand going in there, deflecting all the damage, and Diz going in with the EMP, it's really, it's really great. You do a lot of various things. The skill tree allows you to kind of tinker with your favourite builds, so you can do certain things for your special attacks, or you can focus on being a bit more speedy, have a bit more health. Try to get out of the way so you can see. So as you see, we're just going through the starting level now. Really great depth of field. I mean, we've been really impressed with what Avalanche have done with their engine. They've taken the Just Cause engine and they've kind of tweaked it a bit, given us a new version for this game. It's quite hard to see from that far back, but when you're right up close, you can see all the incidental details, the skid marks of the drive over soldiers, you get blood in the tracks, you can see all the sand pick up. If you go through buildings, you get smoke flumes coming around the vehicles as you come out. So we've been really impressed with that. So what we've got here is the first primary objective. You've got to find various mortar trucks. If Justin can do it, yes. Me. You've got to go over the bridge.
To show the stunt feature.
Stunts, yes, stunts. Good one. So it's score-based as well. So everything you do, there's a score attached. The more damage you do, the more your multiplier builds up. And effectively, you're trying to get the most score you could get. So whether that's single player and then sharing that online, or playing 2-player split screen locally, or 4-player online co-op, you're trying to get the... I think a round of applause for getting over the bridge. So Justin's now trying to avoid all the mortar strikes that are coming. If we're lucky, he might set off his rocket strike. We'll do it again soon. One of the abilities that Roxy's got is to reduce the cooldown of it. So you can reduce the cooldown, you can increase the radius, add more damage. So I mean, as I say, she's my favourite character. She's purely the most destructive, explosive character we've got in the game. But all of them serve a purpose.
Please take me to them. You were the man.
And as you see there, all the kind of stories developed in this kind of comic style and delivered to you that way. So we've got some really great voiceovers. Avalanche have done a really good job getting some really great voiceover artists to come in. It's a bit more professional, some of our earlier builds. We had the Avalanche team doing the voices themselves. Brilliant. So comedy value, great, but didn't add much polish to the game. So it's a lot better these days. And as you see now as well, Justin's got the turbo, so whenever you see the the dust effects coming out. That's because he's just hitting the turbo button and just going. So if you've played it, you'll have experienced how spongy and responsive the controls are. I mean, we're really pleased with the way you can throw the vehicles around the map. The map is quite open. We wouldn't call it open worlds because obviously you're restricted by the objectives. They're all time-based. You're primarily going for your red objectives, and if you're quick enough, you'll be able to sneak as many of those greyed out secondary objectives as possible. Of course, you want to get to the end of the level. It's all story-based, but you want to get as high a score as possible. We really believe this game's all about bragging rights. It's all about the best score you're going to get. So he's collecting prisoners now. He's going to go back to the church and deliver them. Nice driving.
It's an improvement from a brick.
Spin a few donuts.
I'm good.
Alright, okay.
I'm not that confident with the driving.
Excellent. Ominous piano music there. Again with the music, Avalanche have, a couple of their guys have got their own metal band. So whenever you hear any of the metal kind of tunes coming in over the top of the cutscenes, that's those guys doing it themselves. And the orchestral stuff that kicks in, just, you know, the incidental music as you play the game, it's all come out of there as well. Suggesting airstrike. The airstrike, we see it at last. Good stuff. There's the time objective kicking in.
Dramatic effect.
As you can see at the moment, Justin's picked up the upgrade for the machine gun, so we've got 2 streams of machine gun fire going out there. You can get it up to triple machine guns. It's not just a visual effect, it does triple your score multipliers, that ticks along, and does incredible amounts of damage. The thing is, you'll see all the green health packs lying around. One of the joys of this game is it's not hanging back to let your health recharge, because that doesn't happen. You've got to go in, you've got to kill enemies. The only way to get health is to kill enemies. So it's keeping you going. You know, you've got to attack enemies. You can't sit back. You can be quite strategic and kite around enemies, but primarily you're going to just have to go in. You're just going to have to take them all out.
A rocket launcher truck. It's pounding that village. Put it out of action now.
You see the scores just keep popping up. He's picked up the secondary weapons. So there's 3 different secondary weapons in the game. You fire them off your right trigger. You've got, as he's got there, the rocket launcher. There's also a rail gun, which kind of has a laser guided damage kind of reticule. And you've also got the flamethrower, which does damage over time.
Mortar truck spotted. Get to it before they take out the church.
And this is all on purpose, just showing you how spongy the controls are. It's well rehearsed.
It is. That's right.
damage, lots of speed as well. So the rest of this level pans out. He's going to take out more of these mortar trucks. Some tanks are going to come in. He's going to take those tanks out. There's going to be a bigger explosion somewhere in the level, and then General Brian's going to drop in a new bit of kit for the team to play with. Some of you will probably have seen it. I'm not going to ruin it for the rest of you. I think it'll take another 20 or 30 minutes to get to the end of the level, so we won't keep playing through in front of you. But if you play level 1 all the way through, you're going to get some kind of new vehicle, and you're going to have a nice big boss fight at the end. So as Mike mentioned earlier, we've got a competition. So for the next hour, if you get onto a console, play level 1, get right through to the end. Flag Mike, Mr. Evans over there, wave. Yep.